Bailey!
Theo.
Sam!
Go, go, go!
Hey, it's Bailey. So I love going fast. But if you keep going fast, you would crash. You need brakes, silly.
To install those brakes, there are a lot of fine motor instructions that are frankly a little over our head to explain sometimes. Believe me, I can do it, but explaining it, that's a different issue. We decided to give this chapter and the next chapter, electrical, to our friend Devon. When he yanks, pulls, and tightens it, it'll make a little more sense if he's explaining it.
So in this chapter, we'll be sitting back just like you, listening to Devon explaining. We might interject a little, but he's such a good teacher, you probably won't even miss us. You won't miss us, right? Right, Devon?
Come sit with me, buddy. He won't miss you.
Install the brakes and the wiring at the front of the car. This is what we're going to need. The rest of the parts from our brake pack, which is going to be the handle, and the brake cable. We're also going to need from the electrical pack the throttle button, and we have the rocker switch and 2 rubber grommets that will help us run the wires through the car. And then from the electrical wiring packet, we're going to grab 2 wires. The one that has the 3 cores, which is labeled as G2L. So there's the label on it. And then the wire that has 2 inside of it, and that one is G2K. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting the brake line into the brake handle. So I'm going to unwind this. All right, I'm going to line this up with the split here, the split in this one, and the split in that one, all in a line. Now I'll pull the handle down, and you can see a circle right here that will grab this circle, just like that. And now the steel cable will come up that split through all 3 of those. Now I'll twist these and tighten this down. And now that wire can't come out because the split there, the split here, and the split there don't line up anymore. So it cages that wire and it makes it stuck. So now that I've done that, I'll push the black part back in and we'll go install the handle on the car. We'll use this bolt right here, which is an M5 Allen that we need. So I'm going to walk to the handlebar of the car. This is going to slide down over the top. Sometimes you have to loosen this bolt a little bit. So put that on, and it goes this way so that when you're driving, your left hand we'll be able to pull the brakes just like that. So I'll go ahead, and you can move the brake handle up or down depending on how your hands fit on the wheel. So that'll slide up or down. You can put yourself in the car and see where you want it to be. When you like where it is, we'll take that 5mm Allen and we'll tighten down that bolt. And now that handle doesn't move anymore. Okay? So now we're going to take this wire, let it dangle for right now, and we're going to put the throttle button in. So I'm going to grab the throttle button and the wire that has the 2 cores in it, that is G2K. I'm going to leave that label at the end of the wire that has the blue wire with a fitting on the end of it, and then a bare brown wire, because that's going to be at the back of the car, and we want to know which wire this is. So I'm going to drag that in there. This wire is going to come up the bottom of the right-hand side of the steering wheel, just like that. And then both of these plugs will fit onto the 2 silver spade terminals right here and right here on the throttle button. So then when you push the button, it'll make the car go, okay? So we're going to take these 2, and you've got to push them on kind of tight. And if you look inside that fitting, you can see the little metal thing with the 2 curls. That's where the spade needs to go. So we go to one over here.
Does it matter which one goes into which?
It does not matter which side goes to which. So I'll just take these. Sometimes you got to push kind of hard. You don't want to push straight on the end. You want to grab the dark blue part and push that into the button until it goes all the way down like that. Right here. Then push it all the way flush, just like that. Okay? Now the button just goes right in there. First switch that mounts right here, and the other wire, and we'll get this, and then we'll run all 3 wires down the car. So to install this rocker switch, the first thing we're going to do is thread off the bottom here. Okay, take that piece and I'll set it down here. Now this switch, if you look at it here, you look at that label, it says earth, load, and supply. And that's saying that earth is the top connector, load is the middle, and supply is the bottom. Okay? So what we've got here on our electrical diagram, we have this switch. And it says earth, load, and supply. I will set this earth, load, and supply in the car and make sure that my earth, load, and supply on my switch is matched up with the directions there. What I'm gonna do is when the switch, which is gonna go in this hole right here, I know one side of the switch has the red light. It's not lit up right now, but you can see where it is. So I know here that earth is towards the front of the car, load is in the middle, and supply is at the back. Okay? So I'm gonna set my sheet here down with earth at the front of the car, load in the middle, and supply at the back. so that I remember which terminal is which. Now, all I did was drop the switch down. I'm going to take this little threaded nut on the back that we took off, come underneath, and screw that on. Thread it over it and just screw it in, and that's just finger tight. And now that switch is held into the car nicely. So now I look down at my labels here, and I have these 3 wires, but I can see the colors of them. And I need to plug them in correctly into those 3 prongs. And sometimes for this step, it's helpful to have a pair of pliers. So I'll start with the middle one, which is my blue wire. So I can see that that wire is blue. I'm going to take that one and put it on that first middle plug. And just push it all the way in until it's all the way seated, just like that. Now I can look down at my diagram here and see that my yellow and green wire goes to the front of the car. So I'll look under here, I'll grab the yellow and green wire, and sometimes you have to bend the tab out a little bit. The yellow and green wire plugs into the back, or the front of the car, excuse me. All right. Now, what I was talking about, bending that tab out a little bit. Sometimes you have to grab that a little bit. And bend it out so that I can get my brown wire here and get it to go over there. And then grab the end of it here and push it all the way in, just like that. So now that's got the rocker switch wire. So now all we need to do is run these 3 wires to the back of the car. There's some extra holes here that you can't see them very well, but there's 2 holes that are not like all the other holes. So we're going to install the rubber grommets in those holes.
Is that something you can maybe do a little bit and get out of the car?
Okay. So now we're going to install the grommets. So this hole right here is different from these other 2. So I'm going to take this grommet, and you can see how there's kind of a cut in the middle of it. The sheet metal is going to go where that cut is. So half of the rubber will be above the rail and half will be below. So there's one right there. And then we'll do the other one in this hole right here. And same thing. Drop it down, and half the rubber will be above and half will be below. Just kind of squish it into place, and it sits right there. So now all 3 of these wires are going to come through these. So I'm going to start with the wire that's got 3 cores to it that went to the rocker switch. It's going to come up from the bottom through that grommet. 1, 2, 3. Up just like that with the label. And then we're going to bring it up and down through the other grommet. down through the other grommet right here. 1, 2, 3. With the label through. Pull some slack through here. And then I'm just going to run this wire through this part of the frame. And then 1, 2, 3 right there. Keep the label with it. And then we'll just leave that right there and we'll plug that in later. So now we'll go ahead and get the push button. So I'll take these two ends, and so we'll come up from the bottom just like the other one with one of those wires, and then the other one up from the bottom there. We'll make sure the label goes through as well. So keeping that label with the wire, pull that up. We'll leave a little bit of slack in this so that when you turn your steering wheel, you're not tugging on this wire right here. Okay? Then we're gonna run it down that same hole just like last time. So one of the wires down, the other wire down, and then make sure the label goes with it. There we go. And then I'm gonna run it through the chassis just like that other one. So one wire through, the other wire through. Like that. And make sure the label goes with it. So we got the label coming out. We'll just pull this the rest of the way through. Just like that. And we'll leave that down there to get and wire the car. And that lets these wires tuck nicely down the car that you can see right here and keeps them out of your way. So the last one is going to be the brake line. And just like everything else, we're going to come from the bottom, start with that steel cable, come up through, let the black cable follow it, just pull that. And again, we want to leave a little bit of slack up here so that when we turn our steering wheel, nothing pulls. Okay, so we'll take that and go down through just like the other ones. Down through there. And then through the frame, just like the other ones. There. So when we install the brake cable into this caliper, we want to make sure that this part is screwed all the way in first. And I'm going to take the brake cable, thread the steel wire through that hole, pull it all the way until this end goes here. Wait, goes where? Goes into this part right here. So watch right there until it goes in like that. Okay. Now, when you're doing that, so when you're doing this, you want to make sure that this silver end is all the way in the front brake handle and it didn't come out like that. So I'm going to make sure that this is in here. Now I'm going to come finish the rest of the brake caliper. So I'm going to take the steel wire here. I loosened this bolt with this little claw. I'm going to thread the steel wire through that. And make sure that this didn't come out and the one on the steering wheel didn't come out. I'll hold this about here, and then I'll tighten this down. And now, If I squeeze on the brakes, it makes the brake caliper move.
Wow, so that was pretty intense.
And I have good news. We're almost done. We have 2 build chapters left, and then we decorate, then we race, baby. So exciting!
Thanks, GenEvees. See you next time.